Yeah, for the first time ever, Donald Trump now calling for a ceasefire from the Israeli side in Gaza. On Truth Social, he said, based on the statement just issued by Hamas, I believe they are ready for a lasting peace. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. Right now, it's far too dangerous to do that. We are already in discussions on details to be worked out. This is not about Gaza alone. This is about long-sought peace in the Middle East. Now, Donald Trump and the White House are recording a video response to the Hamas statement that came out a while ago with Caroline Levitt calling it an acceptance of the president's peace deal. It must be said, though, it's not a full-throated acceptance. In fact, it's best probably described as a partial acceptance, with some vague language coming from the Hamas side. Some of the spokespeople have been speaking to AFP and also to Al Jazeera, with one spokesperson saying the American proposal is vague, ambitious, and lacks clarity. Now, that same spokesperson said that the group will not disarm before the Israeli, quote, occupation ends, adding that the issue over Gaza's future should be discussed within a comprehensive Palestinian national framework, which Hamas will be part of. That same spokesperson adding, we will hand over the weapons to the coming Palestinian state, and whoever rules Gaza will hold the weapons. That then a world away, really, from what Donald Trump put forward in that deal that he's laid out with Netanyahu just a few days ago at the White House. That deal spoke and called for a transitional committee, effectively, that would be headed by a technocratic government, which would have some Palestinian elements, but it would be overseen by a board of peace that Donald Trump himself would spearhead alongside former British Prime Minister Tony Blair. At the same time, that deal would call for the Palestinian Authority, who runs the West Bank, remember, that they would reform themselves before any future governance of Gaza. So there is still something here to be worked out. But the key line really is that Hamas has agreed to the release of all the Israeli prisoners and hostages that it has at the moment. It says it's going to release both living and the remains of the deceased. It says it's going to be doing that in accordance with the exchange formula set forth in President Trump's proposal, provided that appropriate field conditions are ensured for the exchange process. So that then the basis that Donald Trump seems to be working off of. So still waiting to hear from Donald Trump physically in video, but at least now that statement on Truth Social, a significant development in the last short while.
Fraser, just a very quick one. How do you expect Israel is going to react to Donald Trump telling them to stop bombing?
Well, realistically here, this has really painted Netanyahu into a corner now. Remember back at that announcement, Donald Trump said if Hamas didn't accept this, then he's basically giving the Israelis the green light to do whatever the hell they wanted in the Gaza Strip. But now he has gone kind of 180 and is now calling for Netanyahu to exercise restraint and to stop bombing the Gaza Strip. And if he doesn't do that, then he's now standing at direct odds with what the President of the United States wants. So Donald Trump effectively painting Netanyahu into a bit of a corner here, and we'll see what Netanyahu's response to that is.
Fraser, thank you.